Today we're gonna talk about how to create a digital minimalist iPhone. And this guide is using just the default settings on the stock system without jailbreaking. You also don't have to have a PhD in data engineering or programming or data science in order to install some kind of weird minimalistic skins. We're using just the default options, the things that you have out of the box without breaking your warranty, etc. Sounds good? And nice flowers also. If you want to be more mindful, just look up. Sometimes we are naturally inclined to looking down or around us. Look up. Look how the world is beautiful up there.
And so the first thing to do is actually to manage how the phone will communicate with you, and so to manage the notifications. And here, if you want your iPhone to be a digital minimalist tool, you have to be ruthless in how you set up notifications. And so I suggest beginning by turning off all the notifications, all of them. iPhones are really pretty much bloated with applications that you don't want to use at the beginning. And of course, all of those applications are with notifications turned on by default, or at the first start of the application will ask you whether you want those notifications to be turned on or not. And so choose no, or go to settings notifications and turn off all those notifications one by one. I'm sorry that it is one by one, but this is how Apple chose to do this. Once you have turned off all those notifications, you can start by intentionally turning on those that will really bring some value to your life. And I'd suggest that the notifications you turn on are the phone, the messages, so the SMS messages, the texting. I'd say also the calendar, since I think one of the uses that bring value of a smartphone is to have an automatic calendar that will know what day of the week and what day of the year it is, where you can note appointments for the future or reminders for the future and such things. And so I would turn on the notifications from the calendar. If you use a task list, turn on the notifications from the task list. If you want to be reminded of tasks, I actually turn off those notifications, since I don't want to be reminded on my phone. My desktop notifications are sufficient, and I am noting my tasks in a paper notepad each day. So basically, I don't need to have them on my phone, but and I'm using a Punkt, so the iPhone is just for work purposes, so this is a different use case. So basically, if you use some kind of a messaging system for a family that lives abroad, I would suggest not using WhatsApp because it's owned by Facebook. I'd suggest using Signal or Discord. On Signal and on Discord you can do chats with text. You can also make audio and video calls, so this is basically just like WhatsApp. The difference is that it's not owned by Facebook, and it's not pushing your data to the owner of the app. And Signal is end-to-end encrypted, so if you value privacy, use Signal. And so turn on the notifications from those chat applications if you want to be reminded when someone is trying to contact you. And I'd say if it's a small number of people that are using this tool, it's fine. If it's a large number of people, I'd choose to not have notifications on the phone turned on, since I'd like to have uninterrupted focus time and not countless notifications each time someone sends a line of text to me. The second thing I'd suggest addressing is to wisely choose how the phone is displaying information to you. And so if you keep the phone with the colorful screen, with the colors that are chosen by apps, by icons, you will probably have a phone that will be very attractive to look at, much more attractive than the world that is surrounding you. And so you will take your phone more often just because of that. And so I am suggesting you keep the iPhone in grayscale mode, and this is how you do it. You go to the accessibility settings and you choose color filters, and from there you choose grayscale, and this will make the phone much less attractive to your eyes, and it will automatically make the normal surrounding world much more attractive since it's colorful. You know, the trees are really green if you look at the trees after watching something on a black and white smartphone screen. Whereas if you keep the screen on the smartphone colorful, well, the green of the leaves is not really so much attractive since it's not as green as the green on the OLED display of the iPhone. And a second thing related to display that is useful to do is to make sure that you don't keep on the first screen, on the main screen, any applications that could display you some notifications. So if you want to be reminded of the SMS messages, of the phone calls, of the meetings from your calendar, you will receive the notifications in the notification center, and that is fine. But I would suggest not keeping app icons on the first screen, since it will nudge you to check them, to see whether there is the red notification information, the red notification badge on the app icon or not. And it will not be, you will not be so strong to resist it, trust me. And so I'd suggest to put on the first screen actually something that will bring value to your life once again. And what I am choosing to keep on my first main screen are 3 widgets. One widget, the biggest of them all, it's my calendar. Since I'm working from my calendar and I want to have the plan for my day accessible when I look at the screen. The second widget I'm keeping on my main screen is a widget from an application called Drafts that is showing me one note that is synced between my Mac and my iPhone, which is handy. I can edit this note on my Mac and I will see it on the main screen of the iPhone. And the widget is showing me the subject of today's vlog. Why? Because I'm very often forgetting to put in my paper notepad the subject of my today's vlog, and when I am out somewhere where I could be recording my vlog, I don't know what I should be talking about. This is pretty common for vloggers. And the third widget I'm having is a widget related to my habits, and so I'm using a Mac OS and iOS application for habit tracking, and this application is called Habits. I want to have a reminder on the main screen of my work iPhone which habits I have already checked out for today and for the week, and which are still to be checked out. Why? Because I believe that you can improve your life by making things consistently and repeatedly. Those habit reminders help me being consistent and repeat some behaviors. And of course, course, there's also 4 icons at the bottom, and those 4 icons are for SMS text messages, for calls, for Audible, since I love listening to audiobooks, and for Workflowy, which is my notepad of choice. And I'm not using any task manager today. All my tasks are in my paper planner, and all my tasks are in the calendar, and so I don't need to have a task manager. I'm checking off my tasks in my paper notepad, and that is sufficient, and I'm working from my paper notepad basically, and that is it. This is how you can make your iPhone digital minimalist. I think that with those rules and those changes, any iPhone can be pretty easily manageable and will not be a distraction. If, of course, like me, sometimes you catch yourself, rearranging widgets or rearranging icons, just mindfully note it and maybe use a dumper phone. My iPhone is not my main device. I am using this iPhone as a replacement actually to my iPad mini, because I needed the telephone services for some banking services, and so I have a duplicate SIM card that is working in this iPhone and in my Punkt MP02. Most of the time I'm using the MP02. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you later.
Hello everybody, we are on a bike trip. And this is my guest. Czy ty znasz te rejony, Itka? Byłaś tu już kiedyś? No, rozumiem. No to jest baner.
See ya. Bye bye.